Welcome back to my channel. My name is Apu. Yeah, I did not think of a video idea for real this time, so I'm just gonna start yapping. I had a conversation kind of recently with this one dude, right? And he said something along the lines like, oh, something being expensive, but not that he can't afford it. And I was thinking about it. I feel like men do that a lot. It's not even someone that you're seeing romantically, but they kind of have to prove that they're not broke or over-explain their financial situation or something. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't do that. Because of societal standards, I can just find myself doing that with like my hair. Let's say it rained, right? And I'm like, oh shit. Oh, my hair got fucked up in the rain. Obviously it's raining. Why would I look like I just came from rain, but I'm explaining why I don't look good. Why am I always so out of breath? But that had me thinking about how we need approval to exist, you know? Why can't you be broke? You know, like why do I need to know that you're not broke? Why do you need my approval? Or why do you not? Wait. Okay. What the fuck am I trying to say?
Why men don't sit on Santa's lap?
Why do I need to know that you're not broke? You know? And why do people need to know why I don't look good? They don't. But I feel like I need that to control a narrative for my own worth. And that is why I do things like that. And that's why everyone does things like that, you know what I mean? And it's not even someone you're trying to impress for real. You don't even feel like you're doing that intentionally, but it's instinct. I realized in the process of explaining yourself, you lose yourself, you know? Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, let's say for example, let's say I'm posting on TikTok and I'd be looking chopped on that bitch. Like, I'd be looking chopped on TikTok. Then I feel the need, I'm like, okay, I need to not look chopped next time I post. I don't want to be put in this box, you know? But at the same time, there's depth to all of us. I don't need to explain why I did that, you know? I don't need to prove that I clean up nice. I don't need to prove that. I can just do that when I want. I don't need to put that stress on myself and lose myself in my own process and whatever the fuck I'm trying to do or want to do. Instead of just focusing on, okay, how do I feel? Because when I start thinking about how other people feel or perceive me, I lose myself. And the thing is, I will genuinely never know how other people feel about me. I'm not them, right? You know, like, I'm an empath. I'm like, okay. Genuinely, you'll never know, because I feel like some of my favorite people that I've met were just real as fuck. It's just, you know, people are just real as fuck and talk about shit that people would hide. And I love that. I love how complicated people are. And I love when I'm talking to someone, I can just tell they're raw and they don't give a fuck. But they do give a fuck. When I think about when I like someone or love someone, I like all of them, you know what I mean? I like every different side of, not every single, you know. Not this one thing that they present that's so crisp and clean that I love, and once they break out of that, I'm like, yo, no. At the same time, people who are very crisp and clean all the time, like on social media, I would say, I feel like no matter how we use social media, it's still a performance, you know? I'm not thinking that they have no depth to them because everything they post is up to par or like super clean, super aesthetic. Maybe that's just what they like to do, you know what I mean? Maybe they just like taking pretty pictures and just want to post pretty pictures. Maybe they don't want to do a photo dump or look chopped online. Maybe some people don't mind. Maybe some people, and I feel like when you get to the point where you don't need to explain yourself, you don't need to prove, I don't know where I'm going with this. I feel like I keep losing my train of thought, and recently I've been sleeping off. Like, I've been waking up at night for a minute and then go back to sleep and then wake up again. It's been fucking with me. So, that being said, moral of the story is, what's the moral of the story? Moral of the story, you don't need a permission to exist. I feel that what helps me is remembering that A, I can't read anyone's mind, and B, sometimes you need to bring it back and just think, how do you genuinely feel when you do that? How do you genuinely feel about this situation or about yourself? Controlling the narrative isn't gonna change your own. Thank you guys.